I'm gonna do the second one. Like that.
Love them.
Put them in.
Okay, so you gently shove that in there.
Yep, and
smush
it all around. You want to
it.
really smush it in there because the mold has nice ridges in there, and you want to make sure that the fondant, when you flip it out again, has picked up all those great ridges, all that detail of the flower. So we're going to put that in like that.
How long does it usually take to harden up?
You know, I would leave it in at least 10 minutes, if not 15. Ours is probably going to be in at least that long because we're going to move on to another step that's going to take a little bit longer. It can't over freeze, so put it in there, do the other stuff, and then come back to it.
So freezer is okay instead of refrigerator?
I do freezer because refrigerator will get it cold, but the freezer will kind of really hold make it hold the shape and be solid, and that's what we want.
Excellent.
All right, so we're going to pop this in the freezer. So the next step we're going to do is we are going to make a little grass skirt that goes around the outside of our cake.
Fun.
So what I've got is, this is one of those self-healing cutting mats that you can get at the art store, and I love these. I work on these all the time. I have a ton of them, different sizes. I love it because it's got measurements right on it. Wow. The fondant peels off really easily. You can cut on it and it just heals right up. So I have a ton of these. They're just great things to have.
And you said you can get those at the art store?
Any art store. I said Michael's, which is local. Okay. You know, is Michael's nationwide?
Yeah.
Okay.
Michael's is national.
Any kind of art store you can get them at.
I don't know. Check Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby, probably Joann's. They also, I guess, I don't sew, but I guess they have them for sewing as well.
Okay.
But they're just great things. You can leave that.
Is it called self-healing?
It's called a self-healing cutting mat.
Wow.
Okay, because when you cut on it, it just, you know, closes right up again. Yeah. You don't see any cuts. All right, so this is the green of my hula skirt. And we're going to really bright neon colors right now. So I'm going to cornstarch my mat so nothing sticks.
And that way you can't see the lines on when you're trying to measure.
Well, you will be able to. And I'm going to start rolling this out, and I want to get long strips of it. So I'm going to... And see, even if it's not all that cornstarch, because it's a rubber mat, the fondant lifts up really easily. Okay. So I'm going to try to make really long strips. I should have gotten out my longer rolling pin. So here we go. I'm going to move that out of the way. So this is easier to see. I can get more even roll with
Look at the size of that rolling pin.
Yeah. Oops.
Better.
There. All right. So we're going to start with one strip.
How thick do you think that is?
It's, I don't know, pretty thin. You don't want it too thick, but you don't want it too thin because you're going to be cutting grass out of it.
If you had to guess, you're looking at a 16th?
I think between a 16th and an 8th.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to measure because I want my grass to start kind of just right over the top of the cake, so maybe a ½ inch in. And then the cake is 4 inches, and then I want it to go a little bit onto the board so it, you know, kind of flows. So I've got a ½ inch, 4 inches, and let's say an inch here, so we're going to go with 5½ inches. We're going to make this strip of grass. So what's great about this is, and did I put away my, oh I did, just a second, I'm not prepared. Here's my pizza cutter. So
fondant cutter.
Fondant cutter. So what's great about this is it has the lines right on it. So I can take my lines and I can measure 5½ inches using the lines on the board. So there's, and you want to cut one edge straight like this. And then I'm going to measure, actually I'm going to go 5 inches, so we have a ½ inch. Well, I was going to do that because I only rolled it 5 inches, but I'll roll it that extra inch. Okay. So 5½ is right there. I'm going to give it a little mark. And so then I can see my lines on here. That's 5½. Oh, rolling pin, like that. And you can see I'm kind of, I didn't make it all the way here, so I'm not going to use this section. It has a hole in it anyways. And the great thing about this is because it's grass, it doesn't have to be exact. It's a grass skirt, you know, grass skirts aren't exactly right.